Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Uh, First of all, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference for inviting me. My name is Dr. Salman Ahmad Sheikh. I am Associate Professor at International Islamic University of Malaysia. The topic of my presentation is the revisiting methodology of Islamic economics. This is going to be my presentation outline. First of all, I would like to discuss what are the problems in mainstream economics framework. And then I would introduce the three schools of methodology in Islamic economics. In particular, I would focus on the integrated school of methodology in Islamic economics, and I would discuss what are its key features. Then I would discuss whether we need a general equilibrium approach in the integrated school or not. And finally, I would conclude with some empirical research areas in Islamic economics. If you look at the mainstream economics, there are certain problems that we find. First of all, the analysis in mainstream economics is confined to markets and not beyond markets. In mainstream economics, efficiency is prioritized over the issues of equity. Mathematization ignores non-quantitative factors, for example, history, culture, institutions, politics, and non-economic impulses in choices taken by economic agents. Economic effects and costs under externalities, positive externalities as well as negative externalities, are not incorporated in the price mechanism. We have analysis of only a one-dimensional representative agent, and as the Nobel laureate Amartya Sen says that if we regard the representative agent to have just one goal and regard the representative agent as one dimension, he is very much a rational fool. Selfishness is promoted in the mainstream economics under the guise of self-interested behavior. The issues of inequality, distribution, and inefficiency outside of the markets are completely ignored, or even if they are discussed at the very periphery of the discipline. The explanations that come out of economic models are commonplace knowledge which are known by even non-economists. When we look at the policy making is also ad hoc rather than emanating from the implications of economic theories and economic models. If you look at the methodological framework for studying economic behavior in Islamic economics, there are three approaches. The first approach is the assimilative approach. The assimilative approach incorporates the mainstream economics methodology along with its value-neutral framework. For Homo economicus, which is the economic man, the assimilative approach explores how the economic man makes choices among the religious economic goods in the market economy framework by allocating resources such as endowments and time. The distinctive approach is different. It is transformative. It disregards both the methodology as well as the paradigm and epistemology of mainstream economics. However, this approach is yet to build an analytical framework to study Islamic economics. Rather, it remains a critique of mainstream economics from the lens of spirituality and religion. It looks down upon materiality as an objective function. If you look at the integrative approach, it takes some moderate stance, a middle ground. It criticizes mainstream economics and its narrow focus, but it does not go to the two extremes. One extreme is the assimilative approach, wherein we accept mainstream economics methodology, its value framework, its methodological apparatus as is, with only a few minor modifications. And the other extreme is the distinctive approach, where we just completely abandon the mainstream economics knowledge and methodology. The integrative approach takes a middle ground. It criticizes mainstream economics and says that economics is but a small part of life and a small problem of man. Mainstream economics has shown it as the only problem and the only dimension of man and life, which is not a correct viewpoint. The job of economics should be to explain the behavior only in the marketplace. Behaviors can be completely contradictory across individuals, across time, across space. That is why there can be completely contradictory theories, let alone coming up with a meta theory that will be deterministic or which will completely follow empirical evidence always across time and space. We should know that people can be selfish as well as selfless. Economists should not intervene in considering selfless behavior as unreal, irrational, or irrelevant. People can be selfless and it could be a very rational and logical choice. Economists should not disregard it as irrelevant or irrational. Likewise, to expect that people will have absolutely no regard for the self-interested behavior is also not true. Islam denies the unrestrained pursuit of self-interest, but allows flexibility within the halal choice set. Within that halal choice set, a person who does not commit excess in consumption and who pays zakat and zakat generously can flexibly choose a means of transport one likes, the proportion of meat and vegetable in food one likes, and so on. So the constrained profit maximization simply means that a company should try to pursue a profit opportunity that is available at no further increase in marginal cost. If a product is halal, if its marketing is within Islamic ethics and values, if all the contracts follow the Islamic laws of contracts and exchange, then it is not a cause of concern if more output is produced when marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost. So now we look at whether we need DSGE kind of models in the integrated school or not. First of all, if you look at the empirical research, there is no need and relevance of general equilibrium framework. It can be good for expositional purposes, but one should not be handicapped by it. In a lot of empirical research areas in Islamic finance, we do not require general equilibrium framework. Development and environmental economics too is not driven by general equilibrium framework for the most part. Monetary and public finance use general equilibrium framework, but if you look at the success rate in terms of forecastability, predictability, explaining reality, there is limited success, limited exactitude, and limited confidence we can place in our models and their results and implications. Development economics uses general equilibrium framework in theoretical formulation, like in the classical Solo model, the Romo model, but the policy is driven by differential diagnosis, RCTs, and action research in development economics and development policy. If you look at the Islamic economics, there are many areas in which empirical and analytical research is possible. For example, in the area of Islamic banking, we can look at what are the determinants of profitability, dividend policy, leverage, credit risk, liquidity risk, financial stability, and efficiency in the firms which are regarded as halal corporations or their stocks are regarded as halal stocks. We can look at monetary policy transmission in a dual banking system or in an exclusive Islamic banking system, both theoretically as well as empirically. We can look at the efficiency in comparative banking systems, comparative in the sense of comparing Islamic versus conventional, public versus private, local versus foreign, small versus large, and so on. We can look at profit elasticity of deposits and advances in conventional as well as in Islamic. Likewise, in Islamic asset and wealth management, we can look at the existence of different premiums like size premium, value premium, momentum premium, profitability premium, investment premium, and liquidity premium. We can also compute alphas of Islamic and conventional mutual funds. We can look at the performance of Islamic mutual funds in terms of market timing, selectivity, and diversification ability. We can look at the performance of halal stocks on different standardized portfolios. We can also test different asset pricing models like CAPM, ICAPM, consumption CAPM, conditional CAPM, APT, and other multi-factor models on cross-section of halal stocks. In Islamic capital markets, we can look at the market efficiency in terms of weak form efficiency, semi-strong form efficiency, strong form efficiency using the micro data as well as the aggregated data. We can investigate the calendar anomalies in Islamic capital markets. We can look at the signaling hypothesis, the effectiveness of trading rules and strategies in Islamic capital markets. And in the category of event studies, we can look at reaction to the news in Islamic capital markets for events such as the profit announcement, dividend announcement, mergers and acquisition, listing and delisting, Sharia eligibility and non-eligibility, raising debt and equity, and stock split and repurchases. If you look at Islamic social finance, we can have impact evaluation studies, looking at the impact evaluation of different Islamic microfinance schemes like Qard Hassan-based programs, as well as Islamic short-term financing-based schemes. We can look at the impact evaluation of zakat programs, different zakat distribution schemes, different work schemes, looking at the zakat distribution schemes offered by the government, and also in the private sector, looking at the efficiency of zakat institutions using the data envelopment analysis, stochastic frontier approach, and so on. We can look at the efficiency of work institutions, those which are managed by the government and also which are managed by the corporate sector, and we can do the comparative analysis as well. We can look at the effect of zakat on indicators like poverty, aggregate demand, income distribution using both the micro data as well as macro data, as well as use the agent-based modeling and simulation analysis.